Okay. So uniform means this and so on. Okay. So then take away. Your mean is this one. The whole thing square. And the question gives you the hint that the sum of all these is this. N plus 1, 2n plus 1 over what? Over 6. Right? That is what the question tells you. They give you the hint already. You use that. So minus n plus 1 square over 4. Okay, then you simplify. Cancel, cancel. And common factor is n plus 1. So you take out your n plus 1. Six and 4, I use 12. So I take out 12. So 6 times 2, I get 12. So up here, I put 2 into 2n plus 1. Take away. 4, I times 3, I get 12. So I put here 3 into n plus 1. Then you simplify, you get the answer. This here will be 4n plus 2. Take away 3n minus 3. So here will become n minus 1. So you expand, you get whatever is shown. Are you okay? So you have to know this. This is what you learn from your AddMax. So don't worry, exam, we will not ask question like that. If we ask question like that, we will give you further hint. Other than this, we will say 1 plus, we will give you this as well. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus until n, the answer is equal to n over 2 into n plus 1. We will give you this. This thing definitely will be given in the hint. Okay? Yeah, so question 10. So you see, as you go further, you see how we work with max. It really, no number. There is a bad. Okay, so some of y'all got problem with question 7 as well. Let me answer question 7 first. So question 7 also the same thing. I will start from here and I will work it out. Okay, so when we say I, that means the first one until the end. Okay, so what I will do is I will write down the meaning of this symbol. This means sum. So I will write down the first 2 terms plus the second x then I plus ... the last x. Okay. Then what I can do is, when you got a square, I will expand. Everyone, I will expand it. So that is how you do math. The second x, I expand as well. dot, dot, dot. And the last one, I expand also. Okay, so you see each of them, there are 3 groups. So I group them according to the same pattern. The first group, remember everyone, you have to time by the probability. So I will have my first group like that. Dot, dot, dot. This is the first group. Then the second group will be this. And I will put a minus there because the second group all got minus. So I will put the minus outside. So this is my second group. And every one of them also got a mean, multiplied by a mean. That is a common factor. So I would write down, and the 2. So I will write down 2. X1, P1 plus X2, P2 plus dot, dot, dot. Xn, Pn. And I write the mean outside here. Then the third group. You can see the third group that everything is just mean square P1. All got mean square, the third group. Okay, so what I will do is, I will write it as like that. Sorry, I will write this as like this. Mean square, the first one, P1 plus P2 plus dot, 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 Pn. Okay, now, all these plus, I can simplify it as sum of I equal to 1 to n xi square pi. Take away 2. Sum of xi pi. I equal to 1 to n time mean plus mean square sum of pi. I equal to 1 to n. So you see, I get the first part already. So it will be sum of xi square pi. Take away 2. What is this? This is a mean. Plus mean square. What is the value of this? It's 1. So I proved the formula. Got it? Hello? Okay. So proving is like that. Okay. There's another question your friend asked. Okay, question 9. Okay, can you please go to question 9? Okay, let me read the question. Okay, now, very, very important. So when we talk about X and Y, okay, so X is the number, row, when the die is row once. So the possible value of X will be 1, 2, 3, 4. And when we build here, the first one is easier to build. So this is your X, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the probability, because it's a fair dice, so you have 4 vertices. Tetrahedron got 4 vertices. Have you seen a tetrahedron before?
No.
Do you know why we call it a tetrahedron? Tetra means 4 faces. And to be a hedron, the 4 faces must be of the same size. So all the 4 faces must be an equilateral triangle. Have you seen an octahedron before? I have built an octahedron dice before. Yep, you can Google. They will teach you how to do it. Yep, so that is called a tetrahedron. Tetra means 4. Hedron means all the faces must be the same. That is how geometrical shape go. Okay, so that means each one of them will have 1 over 4, 1 over 4, 1 over 4, 1 over 4. Okay, so that is your X. So now let's talk about Y. Y, what is it? The highest number row when the die is row twice. Okay, so the issue here is row twice. So how many possible outcomes are there? So your Y possible value is also 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, but now the probability will be different. Okay, Y. The probability of Y equal to Y, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, how many possible outcomes are there? How many possible outcomes when you draw the dice twice? Okay, 16, because you have 4 times 4. 16 possible outcomes. Yeah. So what you can do is you can build a table like that. Okay, I would prefer to build a table because this is 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4. Okay. If you want to talk about other way, you can use a tree diagram. You can use tree diagram. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you can go. I find it's harder because this is the first dice. This is the second dice. It's harder. Tree diagram is much harder. And this for this one, if you use the table, is very obvious. Okay, so now I want to talk about 1. So look, I only can take this case. This is the only case. highest mark. So I have 1 out of 16. For 2, this one, and this one. Correct? So it's very obvious, you see or not? So 3 out of 16. For 3, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you see, it's very obvious, 5 out of 16. So the rest are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 16. Done. It won't take you long to do this. See or not? So the rest I don't have to answer already, huh? Okay, when you come to all this, correct, you want to talk about the possible outcome combination, correct? What you need to do is just find a way that will give you the best visual of it. You have no other way. You have no other choice of doing it. If you try to count with your finger, correct, you are going to go crazy because you doesn't see it. You don't see the things. So you visualize it, then it will help you to do much better. Tree diagram is not a good way because tree diagram got too many branches. You can get confused. Or what you can do, you can list out. But you list out in the table, you won't miss out anything. See or not? So when come to these sort of things, when come to problem solving, correct, you must try to learn the best technique of doing the thing. So can I move? Is there any other further question? The question is a property of AX plus B, where A and B are constant. So what does this mean? It means that I have a variable X, then I change it to a variable Y, whereby this Y is related to X in this way. That is what it means. So if my variable X has the mean of, then how will be the mean of Y in relation to the mean of X? Sorry, huh? And how will the standard deviation of Y change according to the standard deviation of X? Okay, so now there is a plus a constant. Will plus or constant change the spread of the data? Because standard deviation is talking about spread of the data from the mean, am I right? If I time a number by a constant, will the mean change? Because whenever you want to find the mean of a thing, you use this formula, correct? If you want to find the standard deviation, you use this formula, correct? Am I right? So what do you think? So I try not to prove the general formula for you. I try not to prove the general formula. I try to give you a situation. Then we see how it goes. Okay. So can everyone, we just look at the investigation. You look at the investigation. You look at the investigation. You have your X, and this is your probability. You have 1, 0.2, 2, 0.2, or equal. So they put equal. So they just want to make life easier for you. Okay, let's do the changes step by step. I'm not going to follow. So now let's look. So now I'm going to change to a variable y, which is equal to 3 times of x. Okay, so now you build another table. The probability will remain the same. So this is my y. So probability of y is still the same, okay? So when x is 1, y is 3. When x is 2, y is 6, 9. 4 will be 12. 5 will be 15. Yeah. So the probability still remain the same. Okay, now I change it to another variable from here. I change it to another variable. I call it Z. Up to me, actually the variable name I can. So I will say 3x minus 1. So I build the table. I purposely choose 3x because I can build from the y. So there is my Z. Probability still the same. Z equal to Z is still 0.2. So when x is 1, 3 times 1 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. Yeah, so you build the table, please. Then you key all this into your graphic calculator and you count the probability. Then I will explain to you why is it like that. Okay, take out your calculator. What you can do is, okay, let me teach you how to use your calculator effectively. So listen first, everyone. Listen first. Okay, I will teach you how to use your calculator. I will key this into my L1. This one into my L2. This one in my L3. And this one in my L4. Okay, so when I want to count the mean of y, when I go to one var stack, all right, there are two columns you have to key in, am I right? So for the value, you key in L1. For the frequency, you key in L2. This one L3. Then for this one, for the Z, correct? You go to one var stack there, your X you key in L4 and your frequency you key in L2. Okay, that is how you work. Can or not? Okay, so please take out your calculator and do that. Oh, my calculator is still in my car. Okay, I need your help to give me the answer, please. want to explain to you why. Okay, so you look, I draw 3 lines here. Do you see the 3 lines that I drawn? Okay, so you see this is the x. X start from 1, the lowest, 5, the highest. So you see this is the spread. Okay, so the spread is 1.41. So when I multiply with 3, you see the spread become bigger. 3 times bigger. Do you realize that? This one is because you rounded off. So 1.41 if you times 3 is about 4.24. Correct? Because here got decimal some more. Right? So you see the spread become 3 times. 1 become 3. 5 become, eh? Yeah. Sorry, 5 become 15. I wrote wrongly. So the spread is triple. Correct? So that means the spread is depend on you multiply. So become, this is 15. So the spread is 3 times as big. This one, the difference between 5 and 1 is 4. So the difference between 15 and 3 is 12. Correct or not? But if you plus or minus, you look at here. If you plus or minus, so you just switch the whole thing. So the spread of this is still remain the same. 8, sorry, not 8, 14. Something wrong with me. 14 minus 2, I still get 12. So plus and minus will only change the mean. It will not affect the, spread. Are you clear? It will not affect the spread. So this is 14 minus 2, which is giving you 12. But the mean is here, the mean is here. So this mean is 9. 9 become 8. So this mean is 3. So you see? So which means that we are trying to tell you that if I change from one variable to another variable, okay, we are trying to tell you that if I change from one variable to another variable, the only thing that will change the spread is when you multiply. You multiply, then the spread will become bigger. If you plus or minus, the spread will only move from one place to another place. That will not change the spread. So therefore, the mean of y will be a times the mean of x plus b. You just follow according to the formula for the mean. And for the standard deviation of y, you will be a times the standard deviation of x. So this is a very important formula that we have to remember. If I change from one variable to another variable, and that variable is linked to the first variable, I don't have to calculate the mean and the standard deviation all over again. Are you clear? And for mean, we always say expected value. So if you see your textbook, you write like that. Do you get me? So this, the key of 7E is this, talking about the relationship between two variables. And if you talk about variance of y, if you talk about variance, V-A-R-I, okay, it will be because variance is standard deviation squared. So what you need to do is a squared standard deviation of y squared, x squared. That's it. Okay, so get it clear? So the whole exercise 7E will be follow this formula. So always remember, that's why when you plus and minus, you will not change the spread. But when you multiply, you will make the spread bigger if you multiply by a number that is more than 1. If you multiply by the number that is less than 1, then that will make the spread narrower. Got it? Clear? Okay. So on that note, you please do exercise 7E. Can you please look at exercise 7E? When come to proving, you're always, okay, 7E, question 1. So they say, okay, I want to find the expected value of AX plus B. Okay, so I follow this formula. Okay, so you see how I prove, So I will put down there A x1 plus B P1 plus A x2 plus B P2 plus dot 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 A xn plus B Pn. So I got two groups. Just now, so it will be AX1 P1 plus AX2 P2 plus dot 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 AXN Pn. This is the first group. Plus the other group will be B P1 plus B P2 plus dot 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 BPN. So this will be, everything is A, correct? So it will be X1 P1 plus X2 P2 plus XN Pn plus everything got B, correct? So you factorize out the B, P1 plus P2 plus dot 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 Pn. So this will be A sum of Xi Pi plus B sum of Pi. So this will be A, this is the mean for X plus B times 1. So this will be A, mean for X, we always write like that. So you are done. Are you clear? Okay, so that is how you work. So when come to proving for statistic, right, you cannot see a number at all. The only number is you see is 1, sum of the probability equal to 1. Okay, then the rest I think you should be able to do. Just follow the formula. So that formula is very important. You please put it in your one-page handwritten notes, okay? Okay, so you please try your exercise 7E, yeah? Okay, class? Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Miss.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.